Welcome back for another amazing episode of the Third Shield Pokemon Go PvP podcast. Guys, today I have the one, the only ThoTectical with me on the podcast. Welcome back.
Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you having me here once again. Glad to be back. Hope your day is going well.
Yes, and it's gonna get about way better because you're here and I have tons of questions for you. So I can't wait to fire away. But before we even get started, I just again wanted to welcome you back and wanted to ask you, so far this season, season 8, how did you like it? How did you do? And it's about, actually, by the time this airs, it should be over and be getting ready for the next season.
Yeah, the season has been pretty great. I really enjoyed the moveset shakeups they did at the beginning of the season. The poison buff was really nice. Nidoqueen is just an absolute monster now, and it's been one of my favorite Pokemon and as to use as a spice pick, like in the seasons before this. So seeing it get some love was really nice. And then also Dragalge, really enjoyed using that in Great League. So yeah, I really enjoyed the moveset shakeups. So overall, season has been fun, and I've had some good success as well. Been on the leaderboard for the majority of the time, though. I will say the queue times are not nice. So currently, I'm beginning to tank again for Go Battle Night, which is tomorrow as the time of we're recording this.
And well, congratulations first of all, because you've been on the leaderboard every season since season 1, right?
Yeah.
So,
I don't always end there because usually at the end I decide to tank a lot to improve my queue times. But I've made it to the first page every season. So
do you think so compared to season, do the queue times getting better or worse in your case? And guys, before you even answer, just know that you are in like 3,500 or something like that, or where are you at right now? Yeah,
I'm currently 3,400, 3,450. But my highest this season was 3,511, like 1.5 weeks ago. But when I hit that, I decided to just stop climbing. I did a bunch of 05s just with 10 CP Pokemon, and I've been slowly getting that back, just running some weird lines. But yeah, up at 3,511, like 1.5 weeks ago, that was just awful. It sometimes takes like half an hour to find a match. So, and I couldn't even play Master League. I really wanted to play Master League. This was in a time where Ultra Premier and Master League were out. And I really enjoy Master League, but I tried to find a Master League game and 45 minutes of trying to find a match and nothing. So I had to get rid of some points in order to find some games. And once I reached like 3,300 again, I could find a Master League game in like 10 minutes. So still not that great, but better at least.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to just clarify really quickly, because I don't want people who, let's say that maybe they're in the 2,500s, 2,800s, or just reach 3,000. I just didn't want them to be like, oh no, I don't want to play this game anymore because I don't want to wait 45 minutes. But the fact is, most people probably don't get there to experience 45 minutes of queue times.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't until like 3,300. Like if you're on the outside of the leaderboard, usually you'll find games in a reasonable amount of time. The higher you get, the longer your queues will become, but it doesn't become like long until you're on the leaderboards. So, but yeah, if you're on the leaderboards, it's quite bad.
Do you think this could be a cool solution for this? Is if you could challenge a trainer who is on the leaderboard for a match, and that would consider you losing or winning points, like if you beat that trainer?
That'd be cool. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of like it would be like a gym leader kind of thing almost.
Yeah.
Where you'd be like, yeah, I will battle you and get some badge or something. That'd be cool, but I think that'd be very hard to like implement, because how do you how would someone on the leaderboard accept it? How would you send it? Like they would have to be online, and they'd have to be willing to battle you when you're online. So I feel like that's difficult, but
maybe that part could be only in person, and it's only in the playoffs or something, invitation only, when it's invitation only or something, for the when Niantic would actually do that or something, I don't know.
That would be cool. Yeah, I mean that would be cool. I mean, if Niantic ever does a live on the spot tournament, and they invited a bunch of the top GBL players, and it'd be like a showdown between the top GBL players and some challengers. I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be
that would be pretty cool.
But
Okay,
it
so
wouldn't help. It wouldn't help with the queue times
no.
when you're playing GBL. But in general, I think there's a lot of fun stuff that can be done with the system.
Yeah, and you know, I wanted to bring this up again just one more time before we switch topics with the GBL. So you probably hit legend before the second half of the season, right? So probably first half.
Yeah. When did I can't really remember exactly when I hit it. It's been so long. I think I hit it during the Little Cup, maybe, but in the different. I think in Master League it was. Yeah, it was a Master League. I can remember because I did a battle with ThoTectical to hit legend in Master League. Yes.
Okay, so that's the first half. Yeah,
that's the first half. Yeah.
So the reason why I'm asking this is because what my thoughts were, an idea that I wanted to run by you, is that what if the first half of the season, of course, is the qualification for the playoffs, and in the second half, if you hit legend and on your leaderboard or whatever the point, what's the cutoff is, then you're in, and then the second half is you are in the playoffs, and then people who are obviously doing hit legend just have the rest of the season to hit legend. But you, on the other hand, has an entire different agenda, and then the queue time should be better because now all the people who made it, you guys just in that queue times or something. I don't know, but something like that to be able to fix both of the problems.
Something more to incentivize people actually playing. You know, that would be nice because currently the best way to stay on the leaderboards is just to not play.
Oh, that's true.
It's just to not play. I reached 35-11 1.5 weeks ago. I would still be on like page 2 now if I just stopped playing. So, but instead I decided to keep playing. But in order to keep playing, I had to drop my points. So the best way to stay on the leaderboard is just to do your matches up until you reach a certain rating, and of course you have to be good. Like I'm not don't want to dog on anyone who does that. It's smart, and they're really good players, you know, that are up on the leaderboards. But once you hit that certain rating, you just want to stop playing until people catch up. Then maybe do a couple sets to gain a couple more points. Then you wait until people catch up in a week or so, and then you do a couple more sets, and that's how you stay on the leaderboard. But yeah, it's not fun because you don't really play many games. But if there was like an actual incentives, like some, I don't know, some playoffs where you have to reach a certain amount of wins or to reach it, I mean, that'd be cool. But the thing is, in the current state of the game, I don't think something that competitive really fits. So they'd really have to work on making the game more reliable before that happens. Otherwise, I don't think people would have interest anyway.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So because of all, ties all in together. So all the issues that we have, and I'm kind of glad and sad at the same time that what we had, you know, with the reversal of the bonuses that we had because of COVID and all that, it in a good way, it was good for the PvP community. The only reason I'm saying that is because not everybody is looking, right? And Niantic is hopefully listening and not actually asking Zionic and other PvP players who have strong voice in the community of what we should do next. So the only reason I'm bringing this up because that wouldn't happen without this this reversal, and I should call it boycotting Niantic. You know,
they're us Niantic. Yes.
Yeah. So the reason I'm bringing this up because that should be good for the PvP community because I think you reported stuff like a year and a half ago that is still haven't fixed for PvP. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's been, I think, a year ago. I think it's been a year. I think last August, I posted a video about the fast move deny issue, which at that time had already been in the game for a couple months. It was introduced to the game after they fixed the Jesus glitch, where, you know, the guy Jesus, the player, he hacked his client side to get in more fast moves during your opponent's charge moves, and they fixed that. But with that, I think they introduced the fast move denial bug, and that's now been around in the game for a year and a couple months. And yeah, I made a video about that like a year ago, and couple weeks after it was added to the known issues, and now it's still here. It's still here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's
very long, though they have updated it now. I think they've now added that they have a potential fix, but they're still working on testing to see if it has the desired effect. But that same text has been there for a month now as well. Like, it's like, I sometimes wonder if they're actually working on it. That's my issue. And that's what frustrates me a lot, you know? Did they just add that line to make us happy, or are they actually testing it, you know?
Yeah, and I don't want to switch Unite into this so quick, but the only reason I wanted to bring it up because there's two differences between the two. So one obviously made for high competition and like real cash prizes eventually, an esports game. That's what they made for. And Pokemon Go, the GBL, it became like a spin-off of a mobile game, and now they are like eyeing on esports. So it's two different agendas on both two games, and they make money differently, entirely differently. So
definitely.
So what I wanted to bring up though is that because if they want to, I guess they could, to answer your question and thoughts and my thoughts at the same time, because Unite had these bugs in the game, breaking bugs, like to did things that you're not able to win, or if you get into this glitch, then these things happen in Unite, just like we had the glitch with whatchamacallit, Pidgeot and all these other Pokemon, and it took them months, if not a year, to fix it. And then Unite realized the bugs on Tuesday because they reported it. They put it on their known issues page, basically. And then by Thursday morning, it was already fixed and live, and nothing else broke. So that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, right? That's such a big difference. Yeah. But I'm not going to pretend I know anything about game development.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure there must be some reason why it takes longer. I can imagine it must be more difficult to like fix a bug for a mobile game because there's so many different devices than it is for a Switch game. But still, I feel like it takes them way too long. And at least if they can't fix a bug soon, they should at least let it be known, I guess, instead of trying to cover it up. But that's you know, that's just
true. Yeah, I agree. And then okay, so we know this. What do you hope for, or what we usually hope for, that comes out of all these meetings by September? That do you hope for that things gonna be fixed, or you hope that at least they are transparent with all the issues and at least we know something about it? Or what would be your hopes for when September comes and they finally respond back to us?
Well, my main hope is that they just fix everything. September 1st, Go Battle League is gonna be perfect. That's my hope, but I think that's a bit out of reach, unfortunately. So I hope they're actually transparent. The thing is, though, about a year ago, we had this same thing. We had I think it was the hashtag safe PvP movement, whatever, where Go Stadium, in combination with a lot of other PvP creators, also wrote an open letter to Niantic. I was also part of that, where we outlined a lot of the current issues in GBL and PvP in general. And they also responded to that. And honestly, it was a very nice response. It was very transparent. And they let us know they were going to do better in the future. And they announced better testing and stuff. That was a year ago. And honestly, we haven't seen much of that. So I fear the same is going to happen on September 1st. It's just going to be some PR talk. Yeah, we're going to be more transparent and everyone's going to be happy for a month. But after that, I fear there might not be much to it. We will see. We will see.
Yeah, I hope it will be fixed. So at this point, the competitiveness of the game is, I guess, I don't want to say, but it's almost like a joke, right? Just because of all the issues.
It is. Yeah. You know, especially since, you know, if it was just an even playing field, it would be fine. You know, it would you could consider it just, especially with the fast of deny, and you have the desync issues and the desync CP ties, which affect every single match. If it was just random chance and everyone had the same, you know, it would be still, you could still consider it kind of competitive because everyone's on equal ground. But the fact is, some people are more affected than others, and that just creates a very uneven environment.
Yeah, I mean, like yesterday I started, I think 3 out of 5 matches, 1 behind with a fast move. So that was great.
It sucks.
Yeah,
that really sucks.
And but anyways, and then okay, so let's bring this up before we even jump into anything else. So esports, let's talk about it just for a second. So, and now I know lots of people probably laugh out of loud anytime we announce or say esports. when they hear that word.
Yeah.
But obviously want that, and that would be. I mean, one more thing. So the game, lots of people. I just want to clear something out. That lots of people compared Unite and Pogo, and that was trending on Twitter. That look at Unite, how many people playing it and viewing it and streaming it and watching it, and look at how many people do GBL or Pokemon Go. And I just wanted to clear that you can't compare the two because it's two entirely different games. One has the audience already with the mobile community, and the other does not. And one is mobile.
And it was also like the day of the launch. They were comparing it on launch day, which is strange.
Yep, it also has everything around it, and then but the only thing that I wanted to bring back up that again just you can compare the two, and it's two entirely different things. Again, one is for esports, one it isn't. But sure enough, if Pogo would be esports, the viewership would blow up as well. But what do you think? How far? I know this is a horrible question to ask. How far are we from esports, or if they would fix the issues, would be at esports gates, or what do you think?
If all the bugs would be fixed and the game would be stable, we're very, very close.
Yeah,
very close. Actually, we are already there. To be real, we have the Silph Arena hosting amazing tournaments. Before GBL even launched, we had Silph Arena hosting amazing high-level competitive tournaments, which are very fun to watch. You know, I've been myself. Like this was 6 months after PvP was released. I was at the European Championships, which was hosted by Silph Arena. This was the best day of Pokemon Go I've had. That was so much fun sitting there in the crowd, watching the finals together with just I think 200 people were in that room.
Wait, what do you mean?
Shouting while the battles.
What do you mean watching the finals? You were not in the finals?
I was not in the finals. No. I got kicked out in the preliminaries, unfortunately, which honestly, looking back at it, very happy I was kicked out because the crowd experience was amazing. Really it was so good. I met, I had been playing with various people from all around the world for like 6 months now. And that was the first time I met a big group of them, and we just sat together, talk shit, talk Pokemon, and we watched the battles, and it was really, really fun. And I think now with COVID, of course, it's hard, but once the pandemic is over and these things can continue, it can really grow into something great. But the game has to have a solid, basis for that to be that way. And in the current state, the competitive aspect is kind of laughable. But if it is stable again, this game can really be something.
But are you not worried about new players coming into Pokemon Go? The only reason I'm asking this because you and me been in the game. Well, I guess you need at least 1 year to be able to be competitive, right? At this point.
Yeah. That is definitely a big issue. I think, Silph Arena usually does a great job, especially now with the XLs. Pre-XL, it was easier because, everything was kind of cheap. You could just trade for stuff. You didn't need that much. And now with XL, it's, of course, way more difficult because you need so many more resources to build an XL mon. But Silph Arena still does a pretty good job at making sure the metas are accessible even to casual players by making sure XLs and like limited Pokemon are not top meta or they just ban them. So that helps. But yeah, still the barrier of entry is really, really high. So in order for it to really be an esport, there has to be something done about that. But I also think it is a similar case in like VGC, in like the mainline games. You also have to like grind out your Pokemon. True. It is also it's a bigger barrier of entry than you would have for like a Halo or a Call of Duty or whatever, because there you just load up the game and you have everything everyone else has.
I honestly like the perspective of it because you actually have like an entry level, so they know you're serious, right? And then you have to grind it, and then it's just cool that you actually have to collect Pokemon and all that, and then you actually use them, to show off. And I love what you shared about the when you went to the tournament, the European Championship. Or that sounds so awesome, and I cannot wait to hopefully everything gets back to normal or a new normal, and then we can have that all over again because I never experienced that, and I always wanted to experience that. So that my first My first tournament was the last tournament, and then COVID happened.
Oh man, yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
You missed out on a lot then.
Yeah.
Local tournaments, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
They are so much fun.
Yeah, I really
For
think they
sure.
have something. Honestly, that we already know this. They have something huge. They just have to not piss off our audience. That's all they need to do. Niantic just cannot piss off their, I should call them clients or customers. But they're doing a really good job pissing them off right now.
I do think Niantic goals and the player base goals are often like divided. Like I'm not sure if Niantic really wants to make an esport. I think when they originally created GBL, it was not meant as an like competitive game. It was just meant as a casual mode to, you know, just fight your friends with Pokemon. And it has turned into something more by the community. And now hopefully Niantic will see that and help us steer it into the direction where, you know, the community would really love it to go. But if they do that, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Well, honestly, it would fit into all their perspectives of the game, right? Because their biggest issue was, as they said, at least, about the spinning, is that they want us to get together, right? So
that's true.
So now with GBL, and I mean in the tournaments and all that, we would get together and actually play way longer than we would to spin a freaking stop. You know what I mean?
It is so true. It's so true. I've seen places because of Silver Arena tournaments that I would have never seen before.
Yeah.
I've been to London for a tournament. I would have never gone to London if it wasn't for a Pokemon tournament, to be honest. And well, I went there and I played the tournament, but I also had a great time exploring the city and meeting up with other Pokemon players as well. So I think PvP in general has gotten me out way more than Stop Distance or like raiding has ever done. So yes, if they want us to meet up with other trainers from around the world, from locals, you know, I think PvP is definitely the way to go. You're right about that.
I hope Niantic hears us right now, because that's literally what they need to hear. And if they open their eyes, they also know what we're talking about and they understand. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back a little bit, a notch. So Go Battle League. What were your favorite teams this season, and what you are going to start with next season? If you have, I know the movesets haven't dropped yet, but do you have any speculations or what you're gonna start? But before we actually go there, sorry, let's finish up what you have finished with this season and what was your favorite. What were your favorite teams?
Oh man, this is a tough one. I've run a lot of different teams. I'll run a lot of different teams. Usually run a team for a couple sets, and then I'm kind of done with it, to be honest. But I think there's a couple teams that really stuck around. In Great League, one of my favorites was Diggersby, Frostlass, and Pelipper. That's one I used very early on. You know, we saw the rise of Nidoqueen and Sableye also. Those two became very common early season, and Diggersby is the best core breaker to that. And then with Pelipper and Frostlass is a very solid, strong combination that can just sweep teams with your advantage. Really enjoyed that line. Then I had another team which is a lot spicier, Empoleon, Cresselia, Dragalge. It's one, when I built it, it was just meant to test out Dragalge, and I never expected it to do well. But that ended up being my best performing team in the early Great League this season. So really enjoyed that line. Then Ultra Remix, I actually really enjoyed. And I wanted, you know, Ultra Remix was full of Excel Pokemon. If you were like high leaderboard and even everywhere, you know, triple Excel teams were the norm, you know?
Yeah.
And I wanted to try something different. I did a team with only one Excel, Roserade, Typhlosion, and Stunfisk, Galarian Stunfisk. And that ended up being the best team I used that entire rotation. I think I used it for like a week, and it got me up to like top 10 on the leaderboard, or top 20, I think. So pretty damn good. That was a lot of fun, because nuking stuff with Roserade and Typhlosion, especially solar beaming like Jellicent and Politoed with Typhlosion, is so epic. It is so nice. And Master League, I've really been enjoying Zacian. That thing is such a monster. I saw you were having fun with this as well, right? With Zacian?
Yeah, it was so good.
It is so fun.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got so lucky getting a hundo on my first raid.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, the Niantic gods, they blessed me.
I got a hundo on my second, and guess what happened to it?
Oh, it ran
away. It run
Oh
away.
no.
I have never in my life concentrated. I only had 8 Pokeballs. I did it at one of the remote raids, but I have never in my life concentrated so much on throwing excellence. And I threw, well, the first one wasn't, unfortunately, it popped it out, but I threw 7 excellence in a row, which I don't think I have ever done in my life, and it ran away.
Man. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I'm sorry, man.
It's okay.
Oh,
I didn't even bring it
sucks.
up to my stream because I didn't want them to laugh at me.
Hey, you finally threw excellence. You can be proud of that.
Yep. Dude, I was concentrating so hard.
At least you did your best, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, but that sucks. Sashin is so much fun, but that's so you build like an okay-ish one as well. So it is great. And
what do you think about the what do you
now?
think was the other form of the new one coming out? I forgot what it's called. The
Zamazenta?
other... Yeah, there we go. Do you think it's gonna be same, better, worst?
Well, it's a fighting type with Snarl, Close Combat, Crunch, I think, which is an interesting moveset. I must say, I haven't done all the sims yet, but the stats are really good. Fighting type is not the best though, because in Master League, I don't think there's anything it like resists. I think basically everything hits for neutral. You know, all the dragon types hit it for neutral. Kyogre hits it for neutral. But at least it's a fighting type that can, I think it might be able to beat Giratina. And that's really cool. It will be like a Giratina. I guess thinking about it now, it's like a Giratina, Dialga, Melmetal Core Breaker. Can also probably do damage versus Lugia. I doubt it beats Lugia, but it can probably get close with Snarl Crunch. So just thinking about it now, it might be a good flexible option.
Well,
but
do you think it will be better than either Machamp or Conkeldurr?
It will be different. It will be different. It doesn't have counter, of course, at least not right now. Maybe we'll get it. We don't know. So it doesn't have the fast move pressure, but in return, it can hit the psychic types and the ghost types. So I feel like Machamp and Conkeldurr are more specialists in a way that they destroy steel types, and Zamazenta is more of a flexible option. That has a chance versus most steel types. Well, I'm guessing it still destroys Excadrill and Melmetal, to be honest, but the Dialga might be a little bit of an issue. But besides that, also being able to do damage versus Ghost and Psychic types, whilst it probably doesn't beat it, at least being able to do damage is really nice. So good flexible option.
Yeah, good point. Good point. It's about to come out, so I'm excited to test it out as well.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
What I was gonna say, okay, so that was Master Leagues, and then do you think those teams that you used last season, well, I mean, it's hard to answer because you don't know what changes we might get. I mean, we got a huge change with the poison buff. I mean, that was huge. I mean, Charmers were like almost obsolete this season, at least in my experience.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, and grass holes too. I didn't see that many grass holes either. Yeah. So
well, barely. There were a couple during Great League Remix. Probopass, Tropius with Razor Leaf, and I think they're in Shadow Vic as well. Was a bit of an annoying line. And actually Charm Hole was used there as well. A lot of people on like the top of the leaderboard were using those lines. So during those times, I definitely stayed away from the leaderboards because I didn't want to face them. That's so annoying. But, they did get a big nerf. In general, you don't see them as much. But next season, we'll see. Like, it depends on what is buffed, of course. I think they'll still be very, very strong. I doubt the changes this season will be as big as last season, because last season was pretty massive, to be honest. But we'll see. I'm personally hoping for like Fairy Wind though next season. That'd be cool.
What would you do, or do you think? Oh, it's not gonna happen. But let's say it would. Do you think it would be cool if, well, we got PGL back hopefully on that. That's what they said on the launch of the season. So I'm really hoping for that. That's one. And because I've been having my Excel ready to go in Ultra, but I'm not gonna be able to test it until freaking 2 more weeks into it. But anyways, the question I will have is, what if they come up with like a new form of GBL, and finally those cups that we have, maybe it will be different, or maybe they finally see that 35 we need like an additional Abo legend, because I feel like it was cool that they came up with legends, but I feel like everybody's legend nowadays, right? So I think when it was just rank 10, it was rare to see rank 10 players, and you were like, all right, rank 10, not for you because obviously all you see is rank 10 players, but for me, as I was climbing to rank 10, it was super rare to see one, and it was awesome to hit. But now, even to climb to legend, everybody's legend now that we had 2 seasons of legends. You know what I mean?
It's true. The thing is, though, Pokemon is always meant to be a casual game.
Oh, I guess that's
So
true.
I don't personally, I don't mind that a lot of people are hitting Legend. Of course, if you compare it to like real competitive games, like a what is it, a League of Legends, and a Halo, only the top 200 players or something can get the maximum rank.
Yeah.
I don't think that fits the what do you call it, the feeling of Pokemon, to be honest, because it's always meant to be more of a casual game. I think we do need more incentive for the top of the leaderboard, or like when you go past Legend, but I'm not sure if adding another rank or more exclusive rewards is really the way to go.
What if it's just a jacket or maybe a badge that you can actually put on any of your clothing in the game?
That'd be cool. Just like something small.
Yeah.
Something small when you reach like 3,500, I think will be cool. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If in me as personally, that's how I feel about it. So if I would, let's say I don't know you and you have that badge, right? And then we queue up at the beginning of the season and I see that, I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. I'm gonna take a screenshot, tag you, everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's small that you don't even really notice it unless you look for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And if you see that, if you notice it, you know it's a good battle. So I think that's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
It's actually a great idea.
All right. So for next season, are you gonna run? Do you have an idea of Great League teams that you want to run, or are you going with your old teams?
I have no idea yet. I usually make it up on the spot. We will see. I think it just depends on the moveset upgrades. You know, if there's gonna be new moves, maybe a little bit of changes, I will definitely, the first week will be dedicated to trying out the new stuff. And after that, I will look into like my old teams and see if some stuff still works and build based on that.
Makes sense. Would you, and let's say if esports happens, would you pursue esports in Pokemon Go?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I've been playing since the start. I've been pretty competitive in the Silph Arena. So if there was an esports circuit in like based or built by Niantic, I would definitely try to join in on that. But the game needs to work. If the game works as it is right now, and they're gonna say, yeah, we're gonna do an esports circuit, I won't join, because it's just not. It's just the competition, the competitive aspect right now is not good.
Exactly. Would you join or pursue Unite's esports, or that's just you wouldn't be able to do both of them? Well, you wouldn't be able to do both of them probably, but would you pursue esports on Unite?
Well, I'm not really good at Unite right now, so I couldn't. I definitely couldn't. I don't know. I mean, I enjoy Unite a lot. It's not really my type of game though. I enjoy it a lot casually, but I'm not sure if I really enjoy it competitively. So probably not.
Got it. Yeah, no. And that's why the reason why I went to ask these guys and you, too, because I mean, this two entire different games. So that's why I always pointed out even on Twitter that the POGO community will see this as a new shining thing, brand new release, and of course they jump on it. But I guarantee you that maybe 5% would get steered away from Pokemon Go and go into Unite, because it's just an entire different game. That's the only thing is different, same is the Pokemon names. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The rest is all different. Really, really different.
Okay, so before we wrap this up, because we're going long, I mean, I don't mind talking to you because I get so much cool info that I can take and use in Pogo. But
I'm glad. I always enjoy talking to you as well, Daniel.
Thank you. Is there anything you want to bring up before we wrap this up, or anything you want to say before we wrap up this podcast?
No, not really. I think we've gone through basically it all.
Good. Okay, so then all I wanted to, obviously, I got so much info from this, and I cannot wait to air this for you guys. And it's always a pleasure to talking to you. So if there's nothing else to wrap up, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.